Here we go. NEUK TV, another first. So as you can see, we are powered by StreamYard. So tonight, NEUK TV is basically going to be an interactive phone-in, interviews, challenges, everything that you'd expect from NEUK in a concentrated 1 hour show. So we've got a lineup that will hopefully keep you entertained, but we need you as an audience to take part. So we need people to comment with questions. We need you to tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, get involved and really sort of make this a great show. If it's good, we'll do another one. And if it doesn't go down well, we'll probably do another one anyway. So tonight, just to let you know what we've got in store. First of all, we've got a competition coming up. Then we've got some growing tips from Juliet Green. And we have an interview with Mark Elliott from Flavor Before Fire. He's going to be telling us about the new NEUK sauce. Then we'll be going on to do a review of the NEUK sauce. And then we had a guest pull out. So we've got a mystery guest. I'm not telling you who it is until we get there, but get your questions ready for a big Chilli-head. He's very kindly come on. It is a he. He's very kindly come on. And yeah, we'll be looking for about a 10-minute slot with your best questions. Then we've got NEUK Noob, which is a slot where people who've never done a live before are going to come on and they're going to do something for the very first time. Just a minute, no pressure, all for fun. They're going to come on and do a review of some kind of sauce or something and, yeah, just get rid of their live virginity, if you like. Then we've got Cameron Grennon coming on and he's going to tell us about his journey and he's going to do a challenge. And then we've got the 5-way Moab, with 5 people all trying to get into the top 10 for the Moab. Finally, we've got the results of the seed competition. And yeah, that's it. So we're looking at about an hour. We may overrun, it may be less than an hour, we'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. If you're watching not live, you can just flick to the bits that you like. And if you're watching live, yeah, stay with us, get involved and make it good. So first up tonight, we have got Jem, how you doing?
All is well, Stephen. How you doing? You well?
I'm very well, mate. So I'm going to hand over to you, and you're going to tell everyone about a competition that we're going to run while we're live tonight, over the hour, hoping that people will guess, and then you're going to announce the winner at the end. So over to you, mate. I'll yeah, give you the stage.
Appreciate that. First of all, I'd like to say happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I think we should give our loved ones a little thought. I think that'll do for the thought for our loved ones. I'd like to say welcome to everybody on the first airing of the NEUK live TV show. And I'm looking forward to this one and all the rest of them. And I'd also like to just do a little bit of a shout out to the League of Fire. Thank you very much for everything that you guys are doing. The league itself, the challenges are top quality. Without further ado, this is the section where we, or should I say, I am going to be doing the seed competition. What I'm going to first of all show you is a little Kilner jar, and it's full of dried red chilies. You can see that if I give you a kind of indicator of how big my hand is right there in comparison to the Kilner jar and all the dried chilies. What the competition is that you've got to guess how many are in here. If someone's closest, they will also win the competition. Only one person can win. And you can only place 1 entry per person. So the seeds that I have range from mild all the way up to a super hot. If I just read out some of them, I do have quite a number of them. If I just show you here, many packets. We've got some pepper peach, pepper juice. Some of these are straight from the grows himself, like Chris Fowler, who's superb. Got Jamaican hot, some Achi lemons, Jay's Peach, Satan's Kiss, Numex, Archie Mango. I can carry on and carry on. And there's a nice little package there. So I'll just zoom this in here. There is my hand. Once again, my hands are not that large, but I'll just give you a little turn. 1 entry per person. If there is a double entry, I will go with the person who has given me that number first. So without further ado, I'll send you straight back to Stephen Dixon in Studio 1.
Yes, well done, mate. Brilliant. So people have basically got to guess how many chilies are in that jar, and the closest person is going to get all the seeds in the pack. Is that right? Brilliant. Okay. All right. Well, if everybody can get some sort of guess, put it in the comments. Jem's going to monitor the comments until he sees one that he thinks is the correct answer, and then we'll be revealing the correct answer at the end of the show. So, cheers, Jem. Thanks very much, mate.
No worries.
And I'll see you in a bit. See you at the end of the show.
Take care.
Now, which one? There we go. Okay. You have to put up with the teething problems. We are bringing in about 25 people in and out all the time, and we've got a limit of about 10 people that we can have in the lobby. So yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act. Okay, right. So let's move on to the next section, and this is one for all of you growers out there, people who like to plant the seeds and grow the plants themselves. I'm now going to bring in Juliet, who is from Chili Beginners Grow Along group. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi, ready to go, Stephen?
So, Juliet, I'm going to hand over to you and let you go through what you're talking about at the moment, and I will see you afterwards.
Okay. Cheers, Stephen. Right, so I wanted to do a way to germinate chilies tonight. So if you're a real beginner, this is probably the easiest way that you can do it. Right, I've used just a little bit of perlite mixed in with the mud there. And I'm just going to sprinkle some seeds onto that mud. So I'm going to grow them all. I'm going to start them all in one pot. Easy peasy. And then write a quick label so I know what they are. And then chuck that in there. Little bit of mud on top. And a bit of cling film to go over the top. Now the cling film makes a small greenhouse. So if you don't have a propagator or any equipment, this will work just as well. So you don't need any fancy kit. You can do it quite easily, just like that. And that's done. And then I'm just going to pop that into my airing cupboard. And that's where I do all my germination. So you could use any warm spot around the house if you wish. Then I've got this method, the curry tub method. So I'm just going to wet that tissue just so that it's wet but not like really sloppy. And put some seeds in. I'm going to go for some Satan's Kiss. Ooh, like so. And then label them. And I will say that usually the growing window, if you start your seeds now, you should still be able to get nice big plants. But if you, from now onwards, really, you're looking at, you know, you might have to use a smaller pot to get the best out of your grow. Like I would usually start doing them in January. However, if you're growing and you don't have lights, that you grow with natural light, now is a really good time to sow because you're growing into the season. So I'm just going to, I put the lid on securely. I'm just going to put that up in my airing cupboard. And once they're germinated, then I put them straight, I put them under a light. If you don't have a light, once they've germinated, you put them to the window. So here's one I made earlier. These are some King Naga. I'm just going to pot a few of these on for you. So I'm just going to break it up. There we go. Just so that I can find the roots. And we're going to try and separate them out. Being very gentle. There's one. There, got one. Let's tap off the excess. And I'm going to pop them in. You can go up to, I usually go about halfway up the stalk. I've added a bit of perlite for drainage. If there's any questions, my love, please tell me what they are and I'll answer them. There we go. There's one. And there's another couple. So this is potting on. There we are. They're much easier if you let them get a little bit bigger to this stage before you start potting them on. You've got less likelihood of squishing them if you've got big hands. There we go. And that's the last one I'm doing with you guys. That's it. There we are. And we'll want to label those so we know what they are. And then if you don't have lights, go to the window. And if you do have lights, they'll go back underneath. But yeah, if you don't have lights, I did a huge grow last year without using them much, and I still did all right. So you can grow without lights if you don't have any. So this is a plant that I grew at the end of last year. It's a Bajolica. I'm going to pot him on for you guys. But yeah, you can see that the roots have grown well and truly around that pot. So it's time for a middle-sized pot now. So I'm going to pop him in there. There we go. But yeah, when you look out for when to pot on your plant, when the roots are coming out the bottom of your pot. So when the roots are coming out of here, you know it's a good time to pot them on. There we go. And there's that fella. There we go with his label. And there's that. So if you'd like to know any more about growing, if you're new to growing and want to ask questions, you're more than welcome to come join us at Chilli Beginners. Oh, I can't because my bum's too big. Come join us at Chilli Beginners. We're quite happy to help you. Any questions are welcome, even silly ones. We're quite patient with everybody. We know how difficult it is when you're just starting out. And there you have it. Good luck with your grow, everybody. I hope everybody has great success this year. I'm not growing a huge amount of plants, but the ones that I do will be loved. Cheers. Right, I think that's the end of it, Stephen.
Thank you, Juliet.
I didn't have any questions there. Would anybody like to ask a question?
Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. What I'm going to do is just bring in a few other people. Rick Saunders.
Cool.
Sorry, mate. Are you eating your dinner?
No, I haven't just had my dinner put down in front of me. I promise.
I'm going to bring in Rick. Rick's going to monitor the comments, and if anybody's got any good comments, Rick's going to pick them up and read them out.
I look like I've got a great hairdo. A plant coming out of my head.
You've got, as well. Yeah, so I think, and Jem, yeah, let's have you back in as well. Has anybody got questions for Juliet or Rick? Is there any questions on the comment?
No, I mean, definitely a great sort of start, question for growing. Certainly makes me want to get back to growing.
So Juliet, I've got a question.
Okay.
When you plant your seeds, how do you know when they need potted on?
When the roots show at the bottom of the pot. So when the roots start coming through the holes at the bottom of your pot, that's a good sign that they need potting on.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, Juliet, I've got a question. What about
Okay.
water? Yeah, hi,
Juliet,
are you all right?
what would you recommend with what's the difference between like perlite and vermiculite?
Right, perlite is for drainage. So you use that so that that your soil doesn't hold the water too much, so it dries out a little bit better, and it allows the water to to drain better. When you use vermiculite, you want to use that because it holds the water, so it keeps the soil more wet.
Yeah, Juliet, I've got a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Talking about watering, actually, it's where I went wrong a couple of years ago. I think I overwatered. So can you give me a guide on how much water I should be adding at different stages? Should the pot be wet?
If you are a person who does tend to overwater, if you add perlite, it should help with that because it won't hold the water so much, so you won't end up with so much water in your soil. So I would say use a bit of perlite and water from the bottom. And what I tend to do is like I'm just trying to see if I've got something to show you. Is I will make a little. I'll put them in a trough like that, and then I'll water and put some feed in that trough, and then I'll leave it till it goes bone dry, and then I'll top it up. So like every 4 or 5 days, depending on how long it took to dry out. But if you water your tray, the roots will always be searching for that water to the bottom, and you end up with less things like fungus gnats and oedema.
Okay, that's good. And what feed do you use?
Juliet? Appreciate that.
Sorry?
What
Thank you.
do you use?
Oh, no worries. Anybody else?
David, did you have a question about feed?
Yeah, what feed do you use? Is it like liquid chili focus or something? Or do you leave that to the flour?
There's a lot of choice that people have, depending on your growth style. Like I tend to go for things like compost tea and comfrey tea, liquid seaweed, and tomato feed. I know that other people tend to go more chili focus or things that are more specific. It's entirely up to you. It's whether or not you want to spend a bit of time making your own, or whether or not you want to buy some for convenience. But they both work.
Rick, have we got any questions from the comments?
No.
To be fair, I've done the basics today.
I was seeing a few comments there about pre-soaking the seeds. Do you think you need to do that?
I know that some people do, but I don't bother. And I've never had a problem with my grow rate. I think as long as you water your... I watered my compost before I sowed my seeds today because I knew that I was going to be doing this. But as long as you've watered the compost and it's nice and damp, it won't have any problem for germination. They need that moistness for germination, don't they? But,
pre-soaking. A lot of people talk about pre-soaking in tea. There's some comments about pre-soaking in tea. And I think the tannins in tea, I don't know, release the casing of the seed. Is that
I'm sorry, I think I got half of that.
Sorry, yeah, I think someone needs to put themselves on mute.
Say again, Rick?
I think there were some comments about pre-soaking tea. Tea?
About pre-soaking in tea, Juliet.
Yeah, I think some people do. It's a personal choice. Personally, I don't bother. And I don't bother scarifying sweet peas, and I don't soak my sweet peas either.
Yeah.
The thing is with growing chilies is that everybody finds their own heaven. There are so many different ways, and they all work, all of them.
All right, guys. Well, Juliet, thank you very much for doing that section for us. That was really appreciated.
No problem. Good luck with everything, guys. Good luck with the people coming on next.
Thank you very much. Right, guys, I'm going to put you all back in the lobby, and we're going to move on to the next section. Thank you.
No worries.
Right, okay, we're going to move on to now speaking to our first sauce producer and maker, and that is Mr. Mark Elliott from Flavour Before Fire.
Good evening. Hello.
How are we doing, sir? You all right?
Very good. I thought I was going to have technical issues for a second there. I was originally going to film this in the camper, and my signal was that bad. I had to move everything double fast. I was flapping, but I'm here now. Hopefully it works.
Well, I've already been kicked out and come back in again, so we're not going to be without technical difficulties tonight. So let me just get the right banner up there. Mark Elliott, Flavour Before Fire. So what we're interested in from you, Mr. Mark Elliott, is to hear about how did you get into this business? What is the ethos of Flavour Before Fire? How do you come up with your sauces? What sauces are important to you? And just a bit of the insight into the man.
No worries. Well, I mean, I've always loved spicy food. I think I put it on NEUK Chilli-heads in the last couple of weeks. The first one that I really sort of appreciated, which was probably quite a low quality one upon reflection, but it was a chili sauce with a doner kebab at the big market when I was about 16 or 17, and you know that kind of got us on the path. And then the curries, the hot curries, is what we'll do. You know, you've got to test yourself there. And that was a long time before I started doing this. I bought a hot sauce book. Just wanted to make a few, you know, for personal use, and they went down well with my friends and family. Made another one or two, and thought, you know, we'll see where we can go with this. The name Flavour Before Fire was actually in that book. It was actually the author of the book was travelling in the West Indies, if I remember right. She got talking to one of the locals about how he approaches his, and his approach was literally as simple as Flavour Before Fire, man. And I thought, yeah, that's a good name, rolls off the tongue. And then here we are, 2.5 years later, Flavour Before Fire.
So the ethos really is on flavour before the heat, yeah?
Yeah, both. It's both. You know, it can be interpreted in a couple of different ways, that one, but, you know, for me, a hot sauce has to have good flavour, but it also has to have good heat. You know, it's as simple as that.
So how did you get started? How did you move from just sort of making a couple of sauces in your kitchen to actually, you know, going through all of the hurdles that they make you go through to be a sauce producer and actually get it to the point where you could sell it?
I joined the usual Facebook forums. There was a few other ones at the time. A lot of knowledgeable people, a lot of existing producers, people like Steve Cooley, Daddy Cools, Cliff Hislop, Devon Chili Man, Mr. Vicky's, of course. Just kind of paying attention to what they were doing. Dan Reed from Chili of the Valley was the man at the time. He wasn't shy to share the kind of 101 and the ins and outs of what it required. I paid close attention, registered, and got a 5-star hygiene rating on my first one. And I said that to Dan when I met him last year. That was very much, thanks to him as much as to my own work. So thanks, Dan, if you're watching. But yeah, it's very much a roller coaster. It's all good fun. The markets was something I was a bit anxious about when I first started, and very quickly realised that I really enjoyed that aspect of the whole business. I love interacting with the public, and every day is different. And who doesn't like selling things and making money? It's all good. I love it.
So how did you come up with what was your first sauce that you made? What were your first couple of sauces?
The first one I made was mango, which it's a Caribbean recipe. I can't claim to have made that myself, but I stayed true to it. Changed a couple of little things, but very much stuck with using the very best ingredients I could get. The best chilies, of course. The good thing about mango as well, which I love, is that it does contain 6 ingredients that are considered to be superfoods. So it's really good for your health. So an excuse to eat a lot more of it. Let's be honest. And as I said earlier, everybody loved it. So I kind of started to spur us on to make another one. The next one was tomato, which I've just renamed to be my original sauce, which, it's a tomato-based sauce, very similar to a ketchup. Being British and from the UK, we love our ketchup, but, I love my chili. So the NEUK chilies went in there, and, that was the next one. And then jerk, my jerk marinade, which, again, I can't claim to have invented jerk. Did tweak a few things in the recipe that I found works beautifully with my mango sauce. And yeah, that was the first 3, the original 3, mango, jerk, and tomato, or original, as it's called now.
So have you got any products there that you can show us?
I've got a few. So I've got the ones I've just discussed, you know, Mr. Original, which is mango.
So
180
the
mils.
mango.
Let's see if I can get that in line there. There we go. 180 mils. An average of 2 Scotch bonnet chilies per jar in there, we'll add. As I said, works very well with the jerk marinade, which is that one there. An average of 3 Scotch bonnets per jar on that one. Covers up to 2 kilos of produce. Really good on chicken, lamb, pork, oily fish like trout and salmon. I know some people use it on halloumi. Very versatile, that one. And then my best seller at the moment is the old pear, which is pear based, obviously, with red onion, garlic, 18% super hot chilies, white wine vinegar, and a mix of spices. By far my best seller. People love it. A very similar texture to a kebab shop chili sauce, quite thick, bit of chunkiness to it. Not a smooth, pourable sauce, but so versatile. Works with so many things. I really love that one, as do a lot of people. On the milder side, and actually a preserve, which is Mark's Marmalades. That one's a red onion marmalade made with Spanish rioja. Really good with things like sausage, burgers, pate. Good in a gravy. I use it in my onion gravy. Not for one watching their sugar content, I'll be honest, but very flavoursome nonetheless. A few others. We've got Firepower, which is my second hottest one. Orange bell pepper base, with shallots and garlic in there. The same sort of chilies that I would use in pear, just a little bit less. Olive oil. I've used clementine juice in there to get a nice bit of fruitiness, acidity. And then,
Is that your hottest one?
Say again?
Is that the hottest one?
No, pear's the hottest one. Although some people do say they think Firepower's hotter than the pear one, but on paper, chili content wise, it is the Firepower. It is the pear, sorry. Peri is, I'm very proud of this one actually. It's kind of like a fusion sauce, somewhere between a curry ketchup and a peri sauce. So, you know, heavy on the lemon and the chili, but I do use the Scotch bonnet in mine rather than the bird eye, and then Indian spices in that one. So marinates very well, as well as being a good dipping sauce. And then finally, of course, we can't forget this one. The new one, the one that's about to be reviewed.
Tell us about how this came to be.
Well, I was asked a while ago to make it. I'd always had the idea in my head of using apple in a sauce. I like a fruity sauce, so the apple just gnawed away in my brain. So I was going to use that Naga chili. You know, everyone loves a bit of Naga. And then sort of think the things that would work well with, you know, with the Naga and honey to sweeten it. I used soy sauce, you know, instead of salt. Kind of thought, yeah, I'll go down the sweet chili, the Thai sweet chili kind of route, but you know,
Sweet and sour.
A bit hotter, and obviously, you know, so it hasn't got kind of it's more pourable than your average sweet chili sauce, you know, as people will find out soon. But very versatile. I think I went through an entire bottle in the first week after I'd made it, trying it on different things. Great with fish, lovely on pizza. You know, as I say, anything and everything really. It's one of those sauces, you know.
And it's sold out. So you're on the second batch already.
Yeah, second batch. First one sold out. It's been sent all over the world. Australia, America, Scotland. I know it's a bit far out there. Sorry, guys. Scotland, down south, you know, and yeah, plenty of people at the market who tried it and bought it sort of last weekend. So that was really good, you know. And I'm very keen to find out what some of the Chilli-heads that we've got lined up tonight have got to say about it, I must admit.
Yeah, well, we'll be. There's a few people going to be trying it later on. So yeah, I mean that's cool. What I'd like to do is just bring a couple of people in just to sort of give you a few questions about it. Let's bring Rick back in, another fellow. Let's bring Tracy back in. Well, Tracy in for the first time actually. Anybody else from our list that wants to come in and ask Mark a question? The space is in the lobby as well now. So yeah, Rick, as another fellow sauce producer, any questions for Mark, or Tracy, any questions for Mark?
Well, firstly, great name, Flame Before Fire. Until you can't really fire one.
Say again, sorry?
I said, yeah, really good name for the brand, Flavour Before Fire. Until you come up with a really hot one.
You've got quite a bad signal there on my end, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit. But thank you.
Rick, you need to tell your kids to get off Fortnite and Minecraft. You use the actual internet.
The missus is watching Love Island, probably. I don't know.
Netflix and Minecraft and Fortnite all running, and Rick gets the back end of the Wi-Fi signal.
Hold on, let me just run a speed test. No,
Tracy, have you got any questions for Mark?
Well, I was wondering about the pepper's flavor and how that plays into how you decide which sauce or what type of sauce you're going to make. And also about the pH levels. I see a lot of photos where producers are showing their pH gauge at 2.8 or whatever it might be. How does the pH affect the sauce?
Well, pH is very important for a long shelf life. The acidic range on the pH scale is 4.5 and below. Generally, it's accepted that a pH can rise naturally even when you got it into the, into the lower part of the scale. So really, people aim for 4 pH and less. So some of mine are 4 bang on, some of them are right in the middle between 3 and 4. But yeah, you just got to get the right amount of acidity in there, whether that's vinegar, citrus, or indeed a ferment, which is the holy grail way to do it, without any vinegar or citrus. But yeah, it's just different ways, and obviously.
What does the pH do for the sauce, though? I mean, how does that? You know what I'm saying? The acidity.
It basically means that it's pretty difficult for it to spoil. Bad things like botulism very much they can't thrive in that type of environment, that sort of acidic environment. So they'll, as long as you've followed the correct procedures, once you put that lid on a bottle, well, really, I mean, I'm sure my environmental health officer won't agree with this, but it will probably last forever. But you're going to get a long shelf life unopened. And I mean, as an example, when I used to make the sauces before I sold them, mango was the main one. I used to make litre jars of it for myself. And the same jar, opened many times, kept in the fridge, of course, would be still good a year later, and it's very much the acidity. There's other things that preserve. Turmeric is a good one. But yeah, it's mainly for a preservation sort of thing.
Well, one more quick question. How is it that some sauces, some chilies, will affect, they'll go straight for a gut and be a gut bomb, and then others, it's just a mouth burn or some other effect that they cause?
Oh God, that's a tough one, Tracy. Well, I mean, the super hots definitely vary. Like I say, I mean, I find that the milder sort of the stuff that's less than 1 million Scovilles, maybe less than 750,000, they tend to be the ones that hit you on the mouth and the throat really quickly. Whereas I find the hotter ones, the super hots, they're the ones that kind of slow burn and very much have the potential to give you that gut bomb. I think it depends on A, the person's tolerance, and B, what you've had to eat that day. It's I've eaten lots of hot things that haven't bothered us, but that one wrong time where I've had an empty stomach and I've been floored for 15, 20 minutes. It's very much subjective, that one, I think.
Can everyone hear me okay now?
Yeah, but you're good now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had to put on the old space mask. So
Rick, could you just give us a call center? They're asking on the comments if you can just give us an open.
Yes,
call center.
Hello, this is Rick Saunders calling from Zenith Windows for a non-obligational quotational. Would you like some bloody windows? So no, what Mark and Tracy was saying actually sparked a thing in my head when I did the chug, right? It didn't touch my mouth, it went straight down my throat. Right, obviously it was a gut bomb. With the Moab, right, you're constantly chewing, you're constantly eating, so it's not really you don't really feel the burn until you finished, really. It's just kind of like hot food. When you're eating a hot meal, you can carry on eating until you stop eating, really. and that's when it hits you.
It is.
But,
yeah, and as I've said before, I admire all these people that do the challenges. I obviously have attempted a couple myself, but for me, it's about enjoying it, and that very much means having it with food. You know, that's always been the way for me. You know, fair play to all these guys that can, you know, eat 6+ reapers, or, you know, even one chunk, you know, sort of defeated me. But, you know, yeah, it's all about the enjoyment for me. That's what I like. That's what I aim for.
I mean, just to sort of clarify for anybody who doesn't know about pH, pH is basically a test of acidity, and water is about a 7, I think.
Neutral. That's a neutral.
And, stomach acid or vinegar, raw vinegar is about a 1, I think. So what we're looking for really with sauces is something like a sort of, I don't know, 3 to 4. Is that right? Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. That seems to be the magic area for me and for most people.
Yeah, good. Okay. All right, cool. I think that's. Has anybody else got any questions? Anything on the comments, Rick, for Mark?
No, we still got Shane has just joined, and everyone's looking forward to Alex coming up next.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, I will keep you two on, and what we're going to do is add Alex and Vicky from Alex and Vicky's review.
Hey.
And Heather. Heather, you're reviewing as well, I take it. Yes, good.
Yep, no. Whatever I'm doing.
Okay, so I'm going to hand over to you, Alex. In fact, I'm going to duck out and come back in again when you finish because I haven't got the sword. But yeah, Alex, if you can take the reins and if you can go through the review of the NEUK source.
Yeah.
No worries. Missing you already. Well,
I've been super excited. To be fair, seeing all of Mark's sources coming up just then, I was drooling, so I am really looking forward to trying this one. It's going to be good.
My first.
So,
Heather, you're all armed with your bottle?
I am. My first ever.
So let's run through this first. Because my eyes are old and crap, I've done the Johnny Scoville School of Ingredients here, so I've got it on the phone. And in this creation of yours, we have red bell peppers, organic apple cider vinegar, honey.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is Valentine's, so I've got to be nice to her. Naga chilies at 8%. Cloudy apple juice, water, garlic, Dijon mustard, olive oil, soy sauce.
Interesting.
And you described this as a sweet chili, yeah?
Very much so. It was an accidental, ended up being that way. That was the first thing I thought of when I tried it after the first batch. Was it reminded us very much of a Thai sweet chili sauce, very much. But obviously with nagas in, so a little bit hotter. It does like the bite if you have a bit too much.
So just have a look at the old pour there. It's got a nice consistency to it. It's not too thin, not too thick. Don't want to make his head too big, though, do we?
It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, whoever it was who said on the chat, I'm not going to curtsy. I'll do a bow maybe if you like it, but I'm not going to curtsy.
Can I open it yet?
Yeah, get it, crack it open.
Yeah, go for it, Heather.
He's just going on the spoon, he is.
Big spoons. Big spoons. I wasn't allowed a ladle, apparently. But...
Well, you can have that there.
Ooh, try that. Have a sniff. What are you getting?
Ooh. Straight away, I'm getting the pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Pepper's definitely there. I can smell the apple.
Yep.
Getting the naga. Really nice punch of naga there.
You picking the honey up?
The honey will be very much in the flavour. If you don't like honey, you may not like this, I will say, but...
I'm not getting the smell of the honey, but I'm definitely getting the peppers, the apple, and the naga.
I had a chest infection. I can't smell now.
Heather, it smells amazing.
Okay.
I can taste.
So let's
show the pour here. Go first. Oh.
Oh. Knickers.
It does look good. I'm quite jealous.
It's got a lovely colour to it.
It is
It
glorious.
is orange.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I really, that stood out for me was the colour and then the consistency. I wasn't with very much.
Nice. It looks like it's got some texture to it, but it just pours beautifully, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Piglets, I've tasted it. 1, 2, 3.
Are you ready?
Thumbs up.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Oh. Yeah, sweet.
Straight away, the first thing is that sweetness of the apple
Mm.
and the honey. You're right. The honey comes through on the taste. Very, very much. Really nice underlying sort of the red pepper all the way through.
Yeah.
And then you've got that power with the naga that for me just went straight to the back of my throat.
And Heather's by the sounds of it.
Oh, do we have some hiccups?
We got.
Well, I'll add the Nagas in there are both Burmese and Dorset Nagas. Those particular ones were actually going by Michael Price of Spices. So thank you, Michael.
Awesome.
And yeah, I mean the Dorset Nagas, 1 million Scovilles. As many people agreed, I think the Burmese is actually meant to be a bit hotter than that. So nice little punch to it.
It's just got a nice long warming burn. You get a nice punch to start with. And it just kind of keeps going through your throat, up through your mouth.
It's not so sweet that you're limited as to what you could have it with. I tend to find with really sticky, sweet chili sauces.
Don't say burgers.
You're kind of limited to, well, Chinese food. Asian food.
That will be very versatile.
Yeah. See that on a burger. See that on a kebab.
Rick
Chicken.
said don't say burgers, and you said burgers.
No, I like them.
But no, definitely, I think, the Chinese food, absolutely.
But you're not limited to that.
You're not. I would, to be perfectly honest with you, I would have that with. I was chips. I would absolutely have it with chips.
Pizza for me. Pizza as well. A nice drizzle on a bit of pizza.
But it's got the thing. It's the sweetness, but the heat.
It's like heatness.
Heatness. Is that a word now?
Sweet with heat.
But it's got a really nice balance of flavour.
It's gorgeous.
Really nice balance of heat. It's still going.
So what do you think, Heather?
It is absolutely gorgeous. I agree with them. The sweet is... I can't feel my mouth.
So if you had to give it a heat score, Heather, where would you be?
Out of 10.
An 8. To me, about an 8.
8 out of 10.
An 8?
Yeah. I'm a wuss.
Fair enough.
What would you say?
For you?
For me, I would probably say 3 edging on a 4.
I feel like I should have like a little braid here or something. I would say a 3. I think
So
after a good few mouthfuls of it, probably a 4. But it's got a nice level of heat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ooh, definitely not family friendly. You wouldn't want to give it to your kids because it has got some heat behind it. But I think anybody that can handle a little bit of spice, you fine with it?
Yeah. See that as well. The other thing that was occurring to me when we were talking about that, I'm a big fan of nachos. So using that instead of salsa on nachos with some like a nice mozzarella and guacamole and stuff like that, I think that would be absolutely cracking. Which is good because I can't do a lot of tomato, so I may have actually found.
So we don't often get the chance to do this. Mr. Elliott, good job.
Great
this is
job.
Very good.
Love it.
Well, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. As I've said before on NEUK Chilli-heads as well, I plan on making a milder version of it for the family. There's a lot of little spoons on there, probably jalapeno-ish heat, And then I'm definitely going to make at least Reaper. But, you know, we've got a lot of challenge eaters on there, so maybe I might go Reaper and maybe Extract, who knows, for another secret version. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled on that one.
But no, great sauce. And thank you very much for making that for the group.
Enjoyed that. So I guess we hand back to the Stinger.
Indeed.
Mm.
Thanks very much for joining us, Heather.
Cheers, Heather.
Thank you, guys.
Sounds a really good sauce, Mark. Well done.
Cracker.
Wow.
Okay, right. So the next part is our mystery guest, and he is getting himself sorted. So we're going to move into doing the NEUK Noobs. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to remove you all, and we'll see you later on.
Well, how would I describe that? It was like.
Okay, right. So, like I said, the next. Oh, no, the mystery guest is here. So, we did have Chili Mark Burns, and he was going to talk about the Chili Festival and how to set up a Chili Festival and how to do everything with, you know, what people wanted and everything at a Chili Festival, but he couldn't make it. He had to do a Valentine's dinner with his wife, and that is absolutely fair enough. So, maybe next time. So I was thinking, who could we get instead of Chili Mark Burns? And I thought, yeah, we might just get this guy, Dustin Johnson. How we doing, dude? You all right?
Not bad. I'm at work.
Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're at work and you're in the car park in your car, and that is dedication to the cause. Thank you so much. And this is the first time that we spoke, so that is like awesome to actually sort of see your face and speak to you live. That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
So listen, guys, what I would like you to do is I'd like some questions for Dustin that Rick is going to, when we finish speaking to him, Rick is going to come in and ask questions from the comments. But what I really want to know, Dustin, is can you tell us a little bit about the Atomic Menace? How did the Atomic Menace come about? Tell us the story.
Oh, well, the name itself is something that I heard when I was younger, completely unrelated to spiciness or anything like that. But I've stuck with the name Atomic for a long time. As far as everything spicy, though, that was I don't know, kind of happenstance, sort of. So it's 2020 now. Would have been 2017. I was probably, because I've been eating spicy my whole life, but I started doing challenges that I saw online and stuff. And I saw people eating ghost peppers and, you know, they get all lit up and stuff. And so I think 2017, I did try a couple fresh ghost peppers, at least what I thought. I bought it on Amazon, so who knows. But I was like, okay, well, that's not so bad then. Not knowing that it was anything special, but I came across Johnny at one point, I think, when I was looking through videos, and I'm sure he's a good jumping off point for most people. But
he is the point of reference.
Yeah, so with Johnny, I saw some of the stuff he was doing, and I was like, holy crap, no way. And I was so that was probably 2018. I was watching him summer of 2018, and sorry. So he came out with the Tuba Terror, and I had it was like August before he came out with it, though. I realized that my tolerance was a lot higher when I went and did a wing challenge here in Vegas that uses extract pretty much completely. And so I beat that challenge, and I guess I was one of the only people to do it. One of two since they raised it. Brian Ames has a whole crazy video on it where he had like 30 hours of cramps and stuff, and that scared me going into it. But so after that, I was like, I kind of told Johnny, like I just hinted in a couple places, I was like, all right, I'm going to do the Tuba Terror without sweating and without having to blow my nose. And he was like, oh, well, I'd love to see that if it's possible. And then, so I did one tube, and then I did 2 tubes. And then one guy that's in kind of a lot of Chilli-head groups, he found my comment, but he hadn't seen the videos, and he kind of laughed at it, like, "Oh, okay, dude," because you know a lot of people talk. And I showed him the video, and he was like, "Holy crap, man!" And he just added me to like every Chilli-head group that he knew, which was like 30 or 40 of them, and I'd say I'm probably in like 60 right now. But active in only a small handful, I would say. But yeah, so I got added to the groups and kind of met people, saw what people were doing, saw the challenges. People encouraged me to try more when I was doing things. Some people wondered what I could do or whether I was for real with what I was doing. And so I know some people questioned, you know, like, oh, okay, so he did a couple of challenges, and that's pretty intense, because nobody wanted to do multiple tubes, except one dude was like, I'm going to do 2, and then he didn't do 2. So I did it, and people were like, do more. And so it's all been everybody else's belief in what I could do and wanting to see it more so than me thinking I could do it. And so I just kind of kept doing more and more and more. And like when I think maybe like a kicking off thing for it was the 50 yellow marugas. And that was Brandon Joy pushing me. He's like, you should do 50. And I was like, I don't think I can do 50. And he's like, you should do 50. I was like, all right. And he's the same one who sent all the Reapers. And the 122 wasn't specifically the number he was aiming for, but because of the weight he was aiming for exactly 1.5 pounds. So about 700 grams. And so he's been probably the biggest driving factor in like, do more, you can do it. So the Marugas.
I saw a video recently where I saw you basically demolish a tincture collection that you own. And I can't remember whether it was you who said it or somebody else said it, and they said this is beast mode. What is beast mode?
I guess beast mode is just being able to do insane amounts of stuff and it not be, you know, totally detrimental to my well-being. The tincture scared me because I had never done that, and I always get nervous for everything. And I mean, you're halfway to extract. Tincture is just extract before you remove the solvent, but you're doing it with edible alcohol, not something terrible like, you know, acetone or something. And that was 9 ounces total. I forget what the conversion is on that. 3.4 ounces is 100 mils, so almost 300 mils maybe.
That is crazy. I mean, you are probably one of the people in the world that would be said that had the biggest tolerance, would you say, for capsaicin?
I think so. I feel like there's probably other people like me, but maybe they're not into spicy food. Or I've seen that one lady, she was on like a TV show or something with Gordon Ramsay maybe, but she was like totally immune. And I want to say that Pepper Jack might be immune to this level. Like she put ghost pepper in her eye and was like, whatever. And I've seen Jack do some crazy stuff. I've seen him rub it into his eyes and stuff like that. And I don't know, but I've yet to see some, like, obviously Shahina keeps up fairly closely as far as like she did the 105 Reapers, but I don't know. I'd say I'm at the top, but
it's a small band of people, isn't it, who can do this type of thing?
Yeah, and I don't want to like say that I'm the best. I mean, someone could come and take my records, and you know what? If they do, more power to them. But as of right now, I would say I've got the highest known tolerance as far as the majority of the community.
Now, you love a challenge, and I've seen your latest challenge that's coming up is 10 tubes of terror with 7 other people. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, that started with the Scott's bonnet. I'm sorry about that. Get that real quick.
It's good, man. It's all good.
He kept throwing out when we were talking about the chugs coming up to it. He's like, "Oh, next we should do 10 tubes," and I was like, "Okay." And he still seemed pretty gung-ho about it after the chugs. And he's like, "We should do 10 tubes and make it a big thing again." And I was like, "All right, set it up. Do a group chat. Pull Roger in." So Roger's like, "I don't know, maybe." And then he kind of got Johnny in on it, and we kind of just kept adding people, and everybody was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then Johnny, Shahina, and Roger got Ryback in on it, and it's become quite the big to-do now. It's gonna be wild.
This is going to be awesome.
This is my second time sitting down with 10.
This is
I sat down with 10 before.
The Chilli-heads.
Yeah, this is going to be probably one of the biggest, absolutely. Johnny, Shahina, Roger, they've all got several thousand followers online, and obviously Ryback's 6-figure followers now. So they're, that exposure, and just the fact that we got Johnny in on it is really cool. I was not expecting that.
Man, listen, what I want to do is just bring a few of the other guys in just with a few questions, and Rick as well, just maybe someone from the comments. I won't take too much of your time. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Okay, so I've got Tracy in from America as well. I've got Mark Elliott, who does Flavor Before Fire, sources from the UK. Rick Saunders from the Chili Project, sources from the UK. And Cameron Grennon, a fellow League of Fire Chilli-heads top 10 member. Guys, have you got any questions for Dustin?
Well, I do. One of my biggest problems doing a challenge is my stomach's capacity. Do you have any tips for upcoming Chilli-heads on how they can increase their stomach's capacity in order to hold more of these chugs or more of the peppers, some stuff like that?
Honestly, the reason mine is probably where it's at is just unhealthy. I'm in the process of actually losing weight right now because I've overeaten for quite a few years. I want to say that professional eaters, though, for the stomach capacity to practice stretching it, they'll drink a lot of water and eat like massive amounts of salad. So it's not something super detrimental to your insides, but it helps kind of expand the stomach so you get really full on it, but you don't gain a bunch of calories and weight off of it. Because you need being thinner actually helps you as far as volume, because you need the ability to stretch your stomach, and when you have like a fat layer around your stomach, it doesn't actually stretch as much.
Oh, good. I look forward to beating most of your challenges one day.
Do it.
I'll try, man. I'm going to try.
Dustin, I was wondering, what did you do to get ready for your 120 Reaper challenge? What was the prep involved in that?
Oh, for the 122 Reapers, I made it like an all-day thing. So I started with hydration, because any like long distance, kind of challenge like that, over time, you're gonna get thirsty. So I try and stick with drinking like water and Gatorade, and I start early with that. And then I also eat like really just fatty foods and try and just eat as much as you can coming up to it. But you got to leave some space, so you got to practice kind of gauging that. So in the morning I would start with like kind of a big McDonald's breakfast, because I'm going to have time to kind of digest some of that. And then as it gets closer, I'll eat like a medium-sized lunch from some greasy fast food place, because I think a fattier food, barbecue works too. Like fattier foods with some carbs seem to help the most. And then right close to it, I will drink a large glass of milk and like a peanut butter and butter sandwich. More fats and carbs, basically, to try and just pad the stomach, because I don't want to, because if I'm on empty, I will get cramps. So you need to kind of gauge your space, but get food in there. And the more food you've been digesting over time helps too, with how you're going to get cramps later, because it helps. It has to do with how you digest through the whole tract, and kind of like a mucosal lining that builds up because you've got so much food moving through it. So a lot of people tell you, like, when they're fasting or just eating less and losing weight, you're actually way more sensitive to spicy food, and you can get hit in the stomach pretty good with it. So I think kind of a build up to something so big like that, it's just a couple days of just heavy eating.
Great, thank you. So hopefully I can, I'd like to try my own one day. Bit of a daunting challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dustin, tell us, apart from this 10 Tuba Terror challenge, what's in store for you this year?
Oh, honestly, I don't know. I've got some other challenges that I need to get out. It's a little tough with the home situation and filming right now, but ideally something in the works in the background that you might be familiar with. We're going to see about trying to get me over to England in the summer, maybe later on in the summer at the Time Burner. That would be ideal. And if I can get back over, if Ed Curry has another pepper contest, I'd love to get over to that. And then try and hit some of the expos.
Do they have chili eating competitions at the expos in the US?
No. Most of the expos are thrown by one guy named Steve Seabury, and Ed has a big hand in those. So they have different spicy food eating contests, but they don't do just chili eating contests. And then they will do the Guinness, Carolina Reaper, how many you can eat in a minute contest, which kind of, in my mind, is a little bit of a bigger thing because of how much it costs to get a Guinness adjudicator out there. So rather than a regular contest, you have a chance at a world record.
Cool.
Dustin,
I've got some questions in the comments here. So they're scrolling up fast, so I better go before they scroll up before me. So hello, Justin, and congratulations on your 10-way chug. That was incredibly insane and painful to watch. So yeah, there's lots of big love going on for you in the chat, and I think the first one just popped off the top of the screen actually. But so first question is from Jeff, who had some issues connecting earlier. Was I think his question's just gone actually. Oh no. I think it was something like, do you think you can do 150 Reapers?
I think I could probably drag myself through it. I don't want to, but I think I could. It also depends on the weight. The number of Reapers less so much than the weight, because I was getting real close to a lot of pain at that 100, but I was at 700 grams. If you were to, if they were a little bit smaller, it could be 150 Reapers and be 700 grams.
Yeah,
at the same weight, I think I could have dug through to finish 150, but it really would have been painful.
Okay, so question for the Menace from the League of Fire. Prediction for the up-and-coming Tuba Terror battle on the 4th of April. Who's going to come first, second, third, fourth, etc., in your opinion?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a surprise. Bella was a huge surprise in South Carolina because she had never shown anybody what she can do. And I think everybody else there is going to be pushing themselves their hardest. So we're going to see. I know that I will eat my 10 tubes just out of stubbornness. But other than that, I could not tell you who's going to be in the top, tier of it.
Okay, so sorry, just bear with me a second.
Mark, have you got any questions for Justin?
I did have one before, and it's completely eluded my mind now. Come back to us. I did have one.
Rick, are we done with the comments?
Yeah, I think as soon as I started speaking, they started shooting up the screen, and they've gone out of my scrolling capacity.
That's what a memory's for, isn't it?
You've chosen the wrong person to compare, mate.
Right, anybody else? And we're going to let Dustin get back to work.
All the other comments are just big love.
I'm going to just take one person out, Cameron. I'm just going to remove you, mate, and I'll come back to you. And I'm going to bring in James Nixon because I think it's only fitting that we just hear a tiny bit from James Nixon, seeing as Dustin's here. James, you got any questions for Dustin?
What, sorry?
You got any questions for Dustin, seeing as you'll be involved in this 10 Tubes of Terror thing?
Aye, just, I mean, so it's good to see that they're going to do this again and make more history for the stuff, do you know what I mean? And I know you're going to get 10. Roger will get 10 because he's crazy and all. And aye, so just do what you can do, mate. Do you know what I mean? This is why I'm setting all this up, because you need to go out there and push what you can do, mate. I'm not asking you a question. I know what you can do, and I respect you, and you know I do. But I'll be smack talk you later.
Can anybody understand what he's saying? I don't get it. Something about 10 tubes.
I mean, so 10 tubes is going to suck. The aftermath is going to be wild. And yeah, do you know what I mean? It'll be good to see you on April 4th and we'll have a laugh. And cheers for the tincture. You know what I mean? I don't want to ask my question. I'm just going to respect the guy. Do you know what I mean? And I know what he can do.
All right, guys. Right, Dustin, I'm gonna let you go. Put mystery guest on the bottom now that we've actually finished.
Nice meeting you, Dustin.
Dustin, thank you very much for being our mystery guest. I know it was short notice.
Well done, Justin.
And we'll we'll all be watching the. I appreciate it. Later, man. Cheers, buddy.
Right. I'm going to jump out and let Bob sit here.
Yes, mate. Right, there we go. That's our mystery guest. So the next thing, and we're already overrunning, but at the end of the day, who cares? And if you want to fast forward because you're watching later on, brilliant. Do it. So. Okay, right. The next section that we're going to have is our NEUK Noobs. So these are people who've not done anything before. I can see them already putting their hands over their face because they're worried about it. They've never been on camera. They've never done any reviews. And we've got two of them to show you. So I'm going to first of all go to Carol. Oh, she's gone. All right, I'm going to go to Emma Hardy.
Hi.
Emma, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for being our NEUK Noob.
No
I know that
worries.
this is something new for you. And what you're basically going to do is give us a little bit of time, a minute or two, and you're just going to review something and just basically break your live virginity. So I'm going to hand over to you, and I will see you in a minute.
Okie dokie. Well, it's a source you may recognise, and it is the Hot Pods Rampage. It's one of our favourite sauces. The ingredients are pears, horseradish root, 12%, onions, water, peas, white vinegar, apple juice, 6.2% super hot chilies, cider vinegar, rapeseed oil, salt, mustard powder, and black pepper. So, as you can see, it's got a lovely, lovely consistency. It's been out the fridge for a bit now. So let's see if I can pour it. I have a spoon here already poured in case I can't do it. There it is. So there we have it. Oh, where's the camera? There we go. The first thing you'll notice is it's got quite a fresh flavour, and then it comes in with a quite a nice kick and quite a good hit. But it's nice with sausages, and it says it's good with mashed potato, which I can actually confirm it is good. I have tried it with that, and so it's a sauce that I wholeheartedly recommend.
Well done. That was excellent. Are we all done?
Oh yeah.
How did it feel to break your live? I don't know, whatever you call it. I think you did good. That was really good. Thank you very much.
Thank
okay,
you,
right.
Steve.
I'm going to put you back in the lobby. That's all right, and we're gonna try the other one. Thank you very much, Emma. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right. So our next NEUK noob is Carol.
Hi.
How you doing? You all right?
No,
Hello there. You all
cracking.
right?
Yeah, good. Scared to
Remember, we're
stuff.
not swearing tonight. It's a
I know.
family-friendly show, and you're
I know
you're
I'm
gonna
Scottish,
give
but
us.
I'm not James Nixon.
Everybody in Scotland swears, I thought.
Well,
Is that not the case?
depends on how much I
Okay,
kick
right.
it.
I'm gonna give you the floor, and you got 2 or 3 minutes to show us what you're doing.
Oh, right. I just got this little sauce from a pork chop that I got at my local butcher's. The pork chop took me 2 days to eat. Anyway, it was full of chili oil and I mixed it with my own sauce. I made a bolognese and I said to my sister, I've run out of tomato puree. Sorry, I'm just on a wee taster. Oh, there's some in the fridge, so I took it. And I love my bolognese tomato puree, tomato. So I put this paste, which I thought was tomato puree, in this bolognese, and it was chili. And I've just read the ingredients. It's 87% chili. So I've mixed that with the wee oil of the butcher's chili sauce. And here I go. Oh my God, Heather, you've got a lot to answer for. But love the NEUK family. Thank you. Here I go. Oh, shoot. Mmm. 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 That was a smoky flavour. Yeah, really quite. Yeah, I think I might be a NEUK. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry if I'm embarrassed myself. I'm so chuffed. I never swore, James Nixon. Doing Scotland proud. Go, guys. Really excellent what you have done tonight. It's took me off the ball of, yes, the V night. Oh my God. Oh, so chilly. Caesar coming through. I think I've done a review as well as a taster, and I'm a newbie. I think I've done all right. Well, please be nice with my comments. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Good luck with the night. Yous have all done amazing. So chuffed with you. And I've even poured a glass of wine. I didn't even need a milk. So I'm on the wine. Cheers to Scotland. Woo! I done it.
Well done, Carol. That was absolutely brilliant. Awesome. So let's bring in Emma again. Emma and Carol, thank you very much for both being our noobs for tonight. And hopefully noobs next time. But thanks very much. I'm going to put you back in the lobby. Thank you.
Cheers, Emma. Bye.
Right, that was NEUK Noobs. So now we're going to move on to the first of our challenges. And we welcome... Wrong one. Moved in the lobby there. Mr. Cameron Grennon.
Hi, how you doing, Stephen?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Doing good, thank you.
So before we start, just a bit of an insight into who Cameron Grennon is. Tell us a little bit about starting maybe, I don't know, last year was when I met you in July. Tell us a little bit about Cameron Grennon and how you've moved into Chilli-heads and challenges and League of Fire and everything.
So my first chili festival I went to was the Guildford Chili Festival, Chili and Cheese Festival, where I met Stephen from Hot Pods. It was the same venue where Shahina went against Johnny for the first time, as well. I also did my first chili eating competition. So I was up against Chilli-heads, so you probably know her. Before my first one, get chat to Stephen. I decide let's do a bit of training first. So I get a bag of pods, Scorpion, Chocolate Scorpion, Reaper. I thought, yeah, let's give these a try. And then, so by the time it actually comes to the competition, getting the cramps, feeling it, and then I tap out round 6, RG Lemon, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then, but I thought I loved it so much, I wanted to try again. So my next one was the Great Dorset Chili Festival, I believe.
Yeah.
So, which again went down, met Stephen, had my second competition, and managed to get through it all, and absolutely loved it. Ended up winning it. So it was the first time, well, second time I'd ever eaten a Reaper. So, but I'm looking forward to this year. Got hopefully a few competitions coming up and a few challenges to go. And before that, I was completely into it, just having mildly hot sauces like the Icona hot pepper sauces and stuff like that. But I'll probably say that's really what got me into it as well. The sauce, just little sauces like that. And I'd like to hopefully move up in the League of Fire tables.
So what challenges have we done so far?
So far I've done the Moab and the Chug Challenge. With the Moab, like my biggest thing with the Moab was all the chewing. After I think about halfway through the bar, jaw was going, and then it was more so hit afterwards, a bit of heat, but delicious chocolate. Absolutely love doing that. So guys, after this, got something good coming up. And then
we're going to do a challenge tonight, aren't we?
We are first ever 5-way Moab, isn't it?
We are, but what are you going to do first?
Sorry. So my challenge tonight is the Hot Damn Show Hot Bites.
Okay.
So in here we have a milk chocolate habanero. Just see so you can see here.
Yeah.
And then I believe that is white chocolate and ghost pepper. Just there, and then the last one is a Carolina Reaper and dark chocolate. So I have 2 minutes per bar, and then a 5-minute afterburn, and then that'll be challenge complete.
Okay, so we've got 3 chocolates, so that's 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. So we're talking an 11 challenge, yeah. And I'm gonna time you to make sure that everything's on course and you don't need to worry about that. Yeah. So what I think we should do is get some other people in that are familiar with the challenges. Let's get Rick back in so we can monitor the comments. Let's get Tracy back in because he's done so many challenges.
Tracy.
Let's get and James Dixon in.
And Bruno Bob. It does buckets, man.
Let's get Adele in as well. Adele, are you all right to be in on this one?
Oh, wow. Hey, Adele.
Sorry, I knew you weren't expecting this, but I thought you were there and you're ready, so let's get you in. Right, guys, can you, James and Bob and Tracy and Adele, you're not a stranger to these challenges. Cameron's going to do the bites challenge, 2-2-2-5. I'm going to monitor it. Any advice for him before he starts?
The first two are fine, nice chocolate bars. The last one will give you a kick. Good choice for not doing the Tuba Terror if you're not feeling well tonight, mate. You'll get the points. Smash this one. Do another table. Well done, pal.
Thank you, mate. Good to see your Tuba Terrors coming up.
The last chocolate's really strange on the tongue.
Yeah.
If you've ever had pop and candy,
yes.
It's like that. It's like that on the tongue. It's really, really strange.
Huh.
So be prepared.
Nothing that can sway you, though, Cam, no?
I think it'll be fine. Love popping candy, so.
Not in the top 10 for no reason, eh?
Few challenges, few more to come.
Right, do you want to get it opened and ready? Because I'm on the stopwatch for you.
Yep.
You tell me when you're ready to go.
Easy.
I'm just going to sit here and drink hot sauce while he's doing his challenge.
Nobody noticed, mate. Cam, is it cold where you are?
Little bit.
You might want to stick it in the microwave for a few minutes.
Like Gadget in the Moab.
If you see my video,
Moab and it
Christ.
eats it solid and faster. Like, what?
It's so bloody chewy. That's my Scottish impression, by the way.
I should stick some pipes on for yous.
James is offering you the pipes, Cameron. Do you need it or not?
Go for it, James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well done, brother.
I'd rather hear the AC/DC pipes, man.
Oh, that sounds good, hey.
Nah, we're not playing American rubbish. Scottish stuff.
AC/DC pipes from Scotland.
You're good at all.
Cam, you ready to roll?
All good.
Okay, right. On your marks, set, go.
So you got 2 minutes to eat that one. It's really good.
Yeah.
Hello, get the pipes on.
That's a nice smooth caramel.
Any heat at all, Cam?
Not particularly. So
What
there's
chili
only
is that one?
so in this is a habanero pepper.
Habanero.
Mm.
Can you
It's
taste
nice. The white chocolate one's the best one. It's so nice. It's more or less everybody in the world's favourite apart from Adele's. She's the only one that's hating it.
I don't like white chocolate.
Eat those pipes.
The pipes are
Tracy,
coming.
how
I'm just
many
waiting.
times have you done this challenge?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How many times have you done this challenge?
The hot bites 3.
3 times.
Yeah.
And how did you find it?
Lovely, wonderful, fun. Honestly, I think the hot bites challenge is probably the most fun challenge out of the ones I've done. It's just, that last bar, man. That's what you got to be ready for.
Yeah, it just all of a sudden kicks up.
Yep, that 5-minute afterburn, and all of a sudden it hits you.
Yep.
If you were just getting into the challenges, what order would you say to do the challenges?
Is that all right? Is the level all right?
Yeah, if I was just getting into it, I would do the Moab first, then the hot bites, because that third bar is so hot, and then the chug challenges, of course.
Excellent.
And then after that, Johnny Scoville's Chili Cherry Nightmare, and then the Nemesis bar. That would be the order I'd do them in.
Tracy, what's the final bar on the hot bites like compared to Moab?
Oh, God.
It's hotter. Abby said it was hotter.
The last bar of the
Hot bites is hotter than a Moab.
oh yeah, probably by a factor of 6 times hotter. It's hot. Yeah.
Guys,
It's such a little piece of chocolate. It's scary hot.
The League of Fire saying that the Hot Bites League table will be published next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Cam, I've gone over the 2 minutes. So we've been chatting and I've gone over it. So you're ready for the second one now. You're about 45 minutes from my fault.
That bar you're eating now is probably the best tasting bar. It's got 5 ghost peppers in it with the white chocolate. It's really good.
Yeah, this one's well the best bar.
That's actually delicious.
What's the heat like, Cam?
I'd probably say my heat's probably about maybe a 1. Probably about that.
The first 2 bars are 1 and 2. They're nothing.
Yeah.
The next one hits about a 5, maybe 3, 4.
It seems like there's a massive difference in between them. Oh.
I actually didn't have anything off it. When I done this challenge myself, I get nothing off it. The heat hit a 3 or 2 at the most that night, and the whole day it was fine. Like no cramps, nothing.
Even on the 3rd bar?
Yeah, even on the 3rd bar, I was totally fine that whole day. Nothing happened. I didn't even need anything after it.
It's Dennis the Menace.
All 2 done.
What I'm after is the Nemesis.
That hot sauce I was drinking got to my stomach right quick. I got to drink some milk.
One sounds good, I know.
Yeah.
Cherry drop or something like that.
Yeah, Dustin, it sure is. Time for the Nemesis bar, mate.
How's the taste on that one, Cam? Is that your favourite one?
I'd say so far, yeah. Absolutely love that.
There's another favourite. There's Adele shaking her head like, no.
Nah. To be fair, I think if that was actually just a regular chocolate bar, it's a kind of flavour I'd like to have as a normal chocolate bar.
I've heard that the quality of the chocolate is really good.
Yeah. I'll definitely agree with that.
Right, mate, you've got about 25 more seconds before you can dive into the third one.
Let's get that ready.
I got to go, guys.
All right,
I'll
Tracy.
catch you later.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye, Tracy.
Grandpa Stu.
Hi, Nielsen.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, are you all right? Us putting you in here?
Yeah, I'm fine. I
You're
had to
right.
shut phone down twice to keep it going.
Not keeping you up, are we?
Now.
All right, Adele.
Cam.
Roger Tryers in. Hello, Roger.
2 minutes?
Yeah, third bar.
Let's go.
Yeah, third bar, go.
You're doing amazing, Cam.
Thank you.
So this is meant to be the hot one. Tell us about it.
Straight away as I bite into it, you can really taste the pepper in it. There's
You
a
can
lot of
smell the Reaper right off the packet. The minute you open it, you can smell that Reaper. There you go. I've had your pipes for you.
Easy, Cam.
Not too bad so far.
Luciano likes licking lid on that.
You look like you're enjoying it, mate.
Let them die. Let them die, son.
You're eating it like a Sunday roast.
Yeah, I'd definitely say the white chocolate roast pepper will be my favourite.
Yay!
Yeah.
Peppercorn sauce.
Rick, do you reckon you could do that by its challenge?
Yeah, easy. No, do you know what the Moab? The heat didn't faze me at all. It was just the chewing and the. I mean, this time of year in the UK, obviously, you know what it's like. The bar was just a solid block. The caramel was even thicker. Looking at it, I thought I might be able. After all the talk of hearing about it, I thought I might be able to just smash this one. But it was honestly tougher than I thought. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open to anything. I'll give it a go.
I like it, man, because you've done the Moab and the Chug, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, Cam, you're coming up in 15 seconds to do your 5-minute burn.
Perfect.
Okay, how's it feeling for you?
Probably say I'm on about a 3 now, roughly.
Really, so easy.
Quite comfortable right now, but thing with Reapers, they do take a bit of time to build up. So
5 minutes now.
I don't think you'll get much more off it.
No?
I don't think you'll get much more off it from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to peak any higher.
How long did it take for yours to peak, roughly?
Just while I was eating it, it just hit a 2 or 3, and then all day nothing came up from it. Like no cramp.
Yeah.
I didn't even have anything in the stomach. And it was early in the morning when I done mine. I got mine, and then I opened my box and done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Nemesis, League of Fire, need to get the Nemesis over to the UK so we can bash that.
Oh, definitely.
Nemesis, that's where I want to hit. That's a 30 Reaper bar.
That's what I want to hit.
30 Reaper in one bar.
Christ, that's a lot.
Yeah, and the Cherry Nightmare, that's got 12 Reapers through it.
Yeah. Lovely that.
Makes the Moab sound small. 2 Scorpions, 2 Reapers.
Yeah. But what happens with the Moab and these sort of bars, you've got like 6 hours of digesting. So when that hits, that's when you're going to get the pain in waves and you're just going to die. Do you know what I mean? Like, whoa.
It's the jaw
Them
rake
big
off this
girls
one
would
I
put
don't
back
like.
no floor when I
Yeah.
did it.
The next day, my jaw was still sore. Oh
Yeah.
my God, man.
Same with me.
Do you want to hear my top tips for the Moab?
Don't eat this.
Well, yeah, I thought you were never going to ask. Hold on.
Well, I swear by hot milk. See once you're finished a chocolate challenge, hot milk.
I'll buy that to you.
No, I had a jacket potato about 25 minutes before, and that was when my son actually made the crazy decision that I was going to do it. So I was actually really full when I started doing the challenge, and I was like, no, I'm too full to do this right now. But I slept right through, and I got a little bit of a rude awakening at about 4:30 in the morning. But that was it. I didn't. Nothing apart from that. I was absolutely fine. Eat a jacket potato 25 minutes before. That's my feedback.
The new corn chips table.
Well, this was supposed to be done at 9 o'clock. We prepped earlier.
See the corn
It wasn't
chips?
bloody dinner time.
When you come to do the corn chips, you'll hit a couple of days with that. That's fun.
So let me see, there's a comment there from League of Fire. The Bites League table will be next, then the Packy Chip table, and then 2 more Mystery League of Fire challenges coming, one of which is the world's first. Exciting times. We're going to try and add the Nemesis later in the year.
Ooh. I know what they are.
Will we be getting these? Will we be getting the Packy one chips over here then?
Yeah.
But there's no chips left. They're sold out at the moment, aren't they?
They'll be back in. But see the waves off of these chips? That's fun. That's fun.
Cameron, you got a minute and a half. How are you finding it?
Feel fine. Heat's starting to come down, so yeah, I'll probably say I peaked at maybe about 4, and now I'm going back down to a 2, 3.
Do you think you could have done your Tuba Terror, Cameron?
Yeah, you should have done the Tuba Terror.
I think I should have given it a shot.
Bloody hell, Cameron.
Well, just to make sure you come on, you can do it soon then, mate, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers, pal.
So I'll do it at some point this week, I think. Maybe on Tuesday when I'm free.
Brilliant. Nice one.
Excellent.
So I tried one of them when we were around Shahina's. I tried one that time after me and Johnny had our match. And just from then, I can tell they're going to be some serious nuts.
It's my favourite challenge.
Yeah, they taste so
Yeah.
nice.
I really like the Tuba Terror.
They do. They're delicious.
They're lovely.
Yeah.
And that was a great challenge. That really was. Watching you, Cam, go up against Johnny Scoville.
Yeah, that was brilliant. And then Reese against Justin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a good night.
They were both amazing. Really, really, really good. It was watching so much pain. It was, it was great. I mean, yeah, especially watching Cam, my hometown, Ashley boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cam. But going up against Johnny Scoville from the States, amazing, brilliant.
Yeah,
Definitely
Right, Cam, you're done.
Oh, excellent.
Finished.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. You've conquered the world.
Well done, pal. Well done.
Applause, guys.
Cheers.
Okay, right. I'm going to remove everyone. Cam, well done, mate. We'll see you again very soon on the video, and I'm going to move on now to our second from final 5-way Moabs. Okay, so bye, you, Rick. Rick, this is the last time that you're going to be in, so see you later. Thanks very much, buddy.
All right, cheers. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
See you later.
See you later, Rick.
Cam, well done, mate. You did really well, and we'll see you
Thank
again
you.
soon.
Thank you.
Okay, and let's bring in the people. In fact, I'm just going to remove you 3 and bring you back in because I think you deserve it. Right, okay, so second from last, we have the 5-way Moab. So this is a half a pound of chocolate bar from Wiley Pete's in America. It's Carolina Reaper chocolate bar, and basically the guys have to do it as quickly as they can. So just looking at the league table that I have on the computer, the quickest time is 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and the slowest time to get into the top 10 is 3 minutes and 33. So let's introduce the people who are going to do it tonight. And the first one is Burning Bob.
Right.
Burning Bob, how we doing?
I'm smashing, thanks. Just
Good
looking
man,
forward to this.
Good. You got your Moab? Have you done it? Have you done anything in preparation to yourself or the Moab?
My mind's ready. Just go for it.
Just mentally ready, yeah.
I've done it before. I go 8 minutes 39. So
yeah,
I've done it. I have 8 minutes 39. Aye.
So how are you going to beat that?
Just go for it and just nail down. Chew faster type.
Man, well, good luck. And I'm going to bring in Adele. Now you've done this before as well, haven't you?
Yep.
What was your previous time?
5 minutes 35, I think.
Right. So what are the tactics to beat 5 minutes 30?
Have a word with it. Say it would be nice, and then say it to my stomach. Don't start. And then hopefully it'll be right. The burn in my mouth doesn't bother me. It's the belly. It gets me in the belly and I'm like, So I've had a word.
Have you had it on the way? Yeah.
Adele's brilliant, man. She's so funny.
All right, now I'm going to bring in Grandpa Stu. Grandpa Stu.
Hey, Stephen.
Hello,
you
mate.
all right, mate?
Have you done this
Yep.
before? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
You have? And what
Yeah,
was
I've
your...
done it before. 6:25.
6:25. So what's your tactics to beat that?
Give it to dog.
Have you...
I don't know, mate.
You must have learned something doing it the first time.
Yeah, don't do it again. I'm a standing Steve, and I didn't want to do it.
I'm sure you were really forced into doing it, Stu.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to get rid of it all week. Ask him.
His dog ate his homework this morning.
Right, I'm going to bring in Ahmed. Ahmed.
Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
Yeah, I'm good.
Have you done this before?
No, I haven't, I'm looking forward to it, though.
Good. Any tactics?
Just try and eat it as fast as I can.
Right. Okay. Sounds good to me. So I've heard that it's very chewy. There's a lot of it. It's hard.
Yeah, it is a chunky bar, like.
Big mouthfuls, small mouthfuls, no tactics, just go for it.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to just try and eat. I think it's the chewing that's going to be the hardest, isn't it?
Yeah.
The size of it, but just have a go, innit? Like, it's got to be better than getting that second chug down. Do you know what I mean? It was lovely sauce, by the way. It was just, you should have done a table.
It affects everybody in different ways, mate. At the end of the day, you do it. So it doesn't matter.
It was fun.
Well done, mate. Right, last person I'm going to bring in is Mr. David Hainsworth. How are we doing, sir?
Very well, thank you. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Hey up, David. You all right, Heatwave?
No tactics from me. Just going to try and eat it down, I guess.
Have you done it before?
Not, so it should be interesting.
Have you done this one before, David?
No.
No.
Don't really eat a lot of chocolate, so it'll be a good test. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Okay. All right.
That's my bedtime.
Makes the hearing.
So here's what I'm going to do. I need you all to time yourselves because I don't want to rely on me timing you. Lovely. Right?
Can you?
What I am going to do is I am going to set the timer, and as we get to their times, I'm going to tell you the people in the league table, and you can compare where you are in the bar with them, okay?
Okay.
Does everybody, would you like to save a little few seconds by maybe opening the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you need our timers to be on show, Stephen?
You're allowed to make it up.
Because if I put mine on show,
yeah, you can break it up into 8.
Is it part of the rules that you need to show your timer?
See how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. Best of luck, everybody. Ahmed and David, best of luck for your first attempt, guys.
Yeah, cheers. Appreciate it, brother.
You'll do it, man. Especially, obviously, Adele, Stu and Bob. Do you know what I mean? Everyone is good luck.
Good luck, guys. It smells lovely anyway.
Okay, get yourselves ready, get it open, get your timers ready.
Broke mine into little strips.
Got Bob's there.
Another time to set up.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everybody.
When I bite, when I first bite, then
closer.
Timer.
Right, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
One sec.
As soon as I take first bite.
Yeah. David, have you got your timer?
Yeah, mate, I have.
Well, Rabbi, you got your timer? Good.
Yeah, and I've got my son doing mine.
Good, man.
I'll tie these.
Yeah,
okay, Stu, you got your timer, everything ready?
Yeah, show it.
Okay. Tell me if you need any more time.
I'm good to
go. Adele, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just get the page up. Okay, so the first time that you're aiming for is Riley Howell at 2:06.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Have you watched that video? It's unreal.
I'm sure you're all aiming to get under the 2-minute mark. Yeah.
As long as he's a faster than Tracy at 47 minutes, we're all good.
It would be finishing under 10. Because we are only 44 minutes over time.
Yeah, we know.
Right, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Good luck, guys. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay. Okay.
Go.
3, 2, 1, start. You need the head start, Stu. Okay, so we're looking for, if you're going to hit that 2-minute mark, there's 8 squares at the bar. So you're looking about 13 seconds, no, 15 seconds per square. You could have done 2 squares by now, 30 seconds.
Stop putting them off, Stephen. That is the actual time that you've got to do. It's 15 seconds a square. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
When I need, just go.
Use all just 2 of me, Stephen. We'll talk to be sure.
If that caramel was really, really warm, I think it would be a lot easier. I would have put that Moab on the radiator.
No. It's like trying to get through cement.
1 minute 10.
Yep.
How we doing? Everybody halfway through?
Go on, let me.
Come on, guys, hurry up. Nearly finished. Who's away?
Oh.
Where's Ahmed?
He'll be back.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Here he is.
Keep going, Ahmed. You're all right.
Sorry. Stupid phones.
1 minute 34.
I never left any more while it went off.
Just keep going, Ahmed. You can.
Maybe a bit slower.
1 minute 45.
Yeah, bang on. Yeah.
Okay, so we're approaching.
Faster this time, Rob.
We're approaching number 1. Okay?
Keep going, Ahmed, David. Stu and Adele, can't really see what you're up to.
2:06, Riley Howe.
Ailey Beast,
LA.
gone. Yeah.
This is making me balk for some reason. I don't know if it's the caramel or not.
Just keep going, my man. Just keep going, Ahmed. Choo. Finish the bar.
You just KS. 230, make it Wayne.
Hoffer. Next up is a big man, Thanos.
244, Magnus the Titan Johansson.
Yeah, our big man.
251, Dustin Johnson, Atomic Menace.
Another one.
We'll do them.
306, Jeremy Rich. That's the number 8 position.
You might actually be faster than me this time.
Doing this stupid thing again.
Tell me when you finish. Yeah, I'm not. 322, Nominee Vortex.
Go on, Bob.
Dodging Jeff.
Oh, this stupid ass phone.
Nice it. Chew. Never mind the screen, just chew, folks. Chew.
338, the Nuff. 343, Gary Dara.
Never seen Adele, Stu so quiet, man.
14, James Gray, 4 minutes. 4 minutes 3, Michael Beattie. 4 minutes 8, Katie Perryman, Prettyman, even sorry.
Go on, Stu.
You keep coming back, though. Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
4 minutes 19, David McCarthy.
Ahmed, never mind your phone, mate. Chew.
It's gonna go off though. It's gonna keep turning off.
434, Roger Greer.
Just keep going, son. Just keep going, mate.
440, Cameron Grennon. That's the top 20 positions. So now we're on a personal fight to see who finishes first out of you 5. How we all doing?
Oh, yeah, Ahmed's man.
You okay?
This looks hot, this one. This looks pretty hard.
Well done, Bob.
How are these people?
How's everyone doing? Are we nearly done? David, how you doing? How's your plate? Where's your plate?
2 pieces left still.
Bob's got a piece and a half left. Keep going, everybody. Come on, Ahmed. Where are you, son?
Gonna say, bro, if this won't come off, it won't turn off. What am I supposed to do?
Just keep eating, mate. Just keep eating.
Keep eating that, Daddy.
Fix your camera.
Lad, it won't. Me phone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Come on, I can't get it to thingy back on.
That's all right. Don't worry. Just tell us when you're finished.
All right, go ahead.
Throw it in the bin and see you finished. Quick.
Adele, how you doing? How many bits you got left? Show us.
I've got 4 pieces left.
Nice
so
one.
I'm just finishing. Well, I've got a little piece still as well. I'm just finishing this.
That's all right. Keep going, mate. 6 minutes 15.
Yeah. Keep going, mate. You're doing well.
Stu,
Bob's on his last piece.
Tell me where it's gone.
Stu's finished his last piece.
Well done, Stu. Well done,
Yeah,
Bob.
well done, Stu.
Yeah. Set off a bit early.
I'd say
I think you're on more or less the same time again, Stu.
I've got 3 pieces left now.
Well done. Keep going, Ahmed.
I didn't beat the time.
Phone, you know.
Stu, 6 minutes 30. Stu.
I didn't beat the time.
Don't worry, man. It means you've got to do it again. Too much dinner.
Bob's on his shirt. Bob's going to beat me. No, he's not there. Oh, you might still not beat me.
I've got on my last 2 pieces now.
Oh, slow down. His finish is at 7:20. Oh, you're so close to beating me, you shit.
Come on, Bob.
If you beat me, I'm buying my bar back to him. No, he's still chewing.
Last piece in.
Don't make yourself sick. Chew it.
Right, so Bobby, last piece.
Keep going, Ahmed, mate. Well done, mate. You're going to be slower. Yes, I beat him still. He'll be back. Keep going, mate. Keep going. Get that swallow. Show your mouth. He's nearly finished.
7 minutes 55, I think.
What's done?
Ish.
I'm nearly done. I just want to swallow this. We're off top bar.
You see that time?
Oh,
you're faster than the last time anyway.
8 minutes, 7 seconds.
8 minutes.
8 minutes 11.
Ooh, that's spicy, that. It's like
8 minutes 11 for Bob. Well done, pal. Beat your own time.
I know.
I feel like the tears that are coming out are burning me.
No.
It's a lovely taste, though. It's loads of caramel.
Come on.
Like loads of it.
What was everyone's time there? Adele, what was your time?
When he stopped this time, mine's 8 minutes 7, but it's probably not going to count because of the stupid.
This time?
Yeah.
7 minutes 54.
Where's that drink gone?
Brilliant.
Nice.
Mine was 6:35, Steve, and not 6:30.
Say again, sorry.
Looks like I might have to buy this again and do it again, you know. Definitely.
I made 8 minutes 7, mate. Aye.
That's what I said. What is it when you stop?
Well done, mate.
Yeah, 8-7, lad.
Well done,
it's probably
pal.
not going to count though, is it? Because of I've got the camera's gone stupid on me. It's like I can hear you, but it's just black. There's nothing.
It won't count, mate. It just makes it a practice run. It just means you've got to get it and do it again.
Another food. There we go. That's better.
Never doing that again, Adele.
Neither am I.
I'm keeping my mouth zipped. I'm saying nothing.
Double do it again, no matter what, man.
I'll do anything.
What's happened with David? Are you alright, David?
Yeah, he's nearly done.
You're doing fab, David. Keep going.
Come on, David. You go, Ash.
I don't eat a lot. I know that's what I was saying before when I was doing it.
Did you pause your camera, mate? Did you pause your timer?
I had to touch me screen a bit and then it'd go back to it. And then now it's where I just kept eating. It's just all black, my screen, but I can still hear you.
Leave the lobby and come back in.
Yeah, do you reckon that'll work?
Yeah, might do. Try it.
Yeah, try it. Worth a try.
Yeah, mate. Put the microwave on for a minute.
Ahmed, people on the comments are saying that they're going to sort you out with another bar.
Yeah.
Keep going, Dave.
How'd you do that?
Just kind of same as your old one. I did used to date the other wee one.
Del, why is that hard?
You had your fucking last piece at damn it, noticed him again.
Was that Stephen?
Why is it a hard challenge? Is it just hot or too much chocolate or what is it?
Well done, Julie.
Too late on the night. I'm normally in bed. Yeah, I'm normally in bed now.
Come on, Dave. Nice and
Come on,
steady.
David, you can do it, mate.
Well, you're getting a lot of
well
love,
done,
Dave.
buddy.
Doing good, Dave.
I hope everybody in the chat's giving Dave some hearts for this.
Come on, Dave.
Well done, David.
Give him some love.
Brilliant.
Yeah, well done. About 12 minutes, Dave. That's awesome. Right, well done, everybody. That was some great times. Who beat their times? Adele, did you beat yours? Jude,
No.
did you beat
I did.
yours?
I did.
Rab, you beat yours?
Aye, aye.
David, that's your first one.
Well done, Rab.
Well done, everyone. That was a really, really great attempt at doing it. It doesn't matter whether you beat it or not. It just means if you didn't, you've got to have another go.
Yeah, yeah.
Never.
There you go, mate.
Could you see me now, yeah?
Aye,
this
can see you, brother.
phone, you know.
Let me get that bill.
Well done, mate. You did really well.
What's it
Is
there?
it about 8 minutes?
You know.
Well done, mate. Ahmed, mate.
It's not going to count, so that way my phone broke, didn't it? So,
Oh,
I'm going to have to do it again.
Ahmed, people in the comments are saying, I don't know who it was, but they're going to get another Moab to you. So you can do it.
Yeah, Clark.
Well
Yeah,
done. Good time for you as well, Ahmed. Good time, brother.
I'm paying for nothing. It was fun, though. Bloody hell.
People in comments, please don't send me Moab. Just send me jokes.
Do not send them spare chunks.
Well done, everyone. No.
Right, everybody, well done. I'm going to remove you now back to the lobby. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you for tonight, Stephen.
Thank you. Well done.
Well done, people. Well done.
Cheers. And only an hour over time, we now go back to Jem. Hello, mate.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? You good?
So we started with you, we're going to end with you. Yeah. I'll hand back over to. Did we get a winner?
We did. Not with the correct
We did. All right.
number, but we were quite close. So we had some that were very far off, but then we had two which were very, very close. I'll give you the give the number, a bit of a drum roll. 242, and that was our very own Emma Hardy with 186.
Way, well done, Emma.
Indeed.
That is awesome. Way.
Say, Stephen, for those people who did the Moab or who actually ever has had the Moab, that's a hard task to be eating that much chocolate. And the heat is not the main issue. It's the chewing. The jaws ache. I did mine in about 6 minutes 33, and it was a task. It was a massive task. But respect to everybody who did that this evening.
So you've done it as well. 6 minutes.
I have.
Wow. That's good. Just shows how hard it is, doesn't it?
It is. It's extremely hard.
All right, great. So Emma's going to contact you for the seeds.
Lovely.
Directly, and you'll send that. Thank you very much for putting up that prize yourself.
Just before I go, if you liked it, like it. If you loved it, subscribe and hit the notification, the bell button for any notification from NEUK.
Yes.
Peace out.
Thank you, mate, and good night, and thank you very much for being part of it.
Loved it.
So there we go. We said an hour. We gave you 2. We went right the way through, growing, challenges, interviews, everything. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know whether you think we should do it again. And yeah, thank you very much. This is Stephen Dixon, and this was NUCKL, NU Northeast G live. See you later.
We can still see you. We're not still here. We're not going away. We're not getting rid of us. Cheers. That was brilliant, guys. Well done. Well done.
We're not live. We're safe. You can swear now.
Yeah. How good was that? That was well done for getting Dustin on, man. That was brilliant.
Aye.
That was fun, man.
Well done, Cam. That was really great.
Cheers, man. How'd you find it hosting?
Yeah, man. It's a long time, man. 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? And it was a lot of stuff to get through and make sure all the people are but everybody was in the right place at the right time. So it was pretty easy from that perspective.
It was well organised, mate. Good job. Well done.
Yeah. So that's it. We've got some more plans that we can come up with now.